Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial where I'll be taking you through the setting up of the interoperability layer, commonly known as IL, and the configuring of all the participating systems. My name is Moses Kea. The assumption here is that you have already installed the interoperability layer in either the facilities server or in any one of the computers within the facilities network, and that you have the admin login credentials. So I'll log in to my already set up interoperability layer and I'll find myself in the home page. Our first assignment will be to look at how to set up the IL for the facility. There's need for you to set up the facility name, DHIS username, IL admin user password, and even the viral load API server that will be in sync with interoperability layer to enable the receiving back of viral load results from the National Reference Lab. How do we go about this? Once you click on update settings, it will give you this window where you are able to choose on the parameter that you want. Now, for example, facility name. And once you choose on the facility name, gives you a bar where you are supposed to enter what you need to do. For my case, I won't need to change the facility name because I've already set it up as Bamburi Health Center. So I'll just click on save. So for all these other parameters that are available down here, including the DHIS username, DHIS password, IL admin password, viral load API server, interoperability layer API server, interoperability layer web interface, and everything under this particular window, that's where we set them up. After doing your requisite setting, the next thing that you'll need to do is to configure your participating systems. Now, for you to achieve that, you have to click on the participating systems menu that is available on the left side of the screen. By default, the interoperability layer comes with IQ Care, Kenya EMR, ADT, T4A, MPI, DHIS2, KPC system, and 3PM as default participating systems. But for my case, there are two systems that are appearing here. One is a registry and Care2X, which have been added by someone else, but you will not find them when you set up your interoperability layer. But how do you add a system if, for example, it's missing? So just like to give you a heads up on how to do that, you click on new system and then give it a name. Now, for my case, I'll want to set up a system that will monitor the COVAX vaccine. So I'll call it COVAX MR. A brief description of it is that this is an EMR that contains information on all clients vaccinated against COVID-19. And then I'll click on save. Once I click on save, COVAX MR will be one of my systems on this pen. But as you can see, it's inactive. How do I make it active? The way to make it active is for you to update the address. So I'll just say that it is running on a HTTP protocol and that the address is, for example, I'll just copy an address here, or I'll just pick one that is existing here and then save. Once I click on save, you can see now my COVAX EMR becomes one of the active participating systems. So that is how you can add a new system that probably is not listed here. All that you need to know is to know the IP address of the server that is hosting them. Next will be for us to check on the message subscription, because this is what allows the exchange of messages. So I'll click on message subscription, and as you can see, certain set messages that are to be exchanged. There is a patient registration, patient update, pharmacy order, pharmacy dispense, appointment scheduling, lab order, observation result, unsolicited, MOH 731 exchange, viral load result, the 3PM exchange, and I think this is also an additional one that does not come by default, adversary drug reaction. So I'll want my COVAX EMR to be a participating system here, and I'll want it to pick lab orders, that is for the tests that are done. So how do I do that? I'll just click on it and drag it to lab orders, then drop it there, and I'll have to confirm that is what I want. So by clicking on yes, by default now COVAX MR has actually been listed as one of the EMRs that will be receiving lab orders or even sending out lab orders in this regard. So that is how you set up message subscription. If probably I'll want it to pick a patient registration, all I need to do is just to drag and drop it, or even if it's a appointment scheduling, all I need to do is drag, drop it here to appointment scheduling, which is up here. Once I do this, COVAX MR becomes one of the participating systems in appointment scheduling. The next thing that we'll look at is how to configure a message type, and this is done here. So from assuming that I want the COVAX EMR to also be sending us information on the status of the vaccination status for all the clients, all I'll need to do is to create a new message here and call it a short name of vaccination status here being VC, and then the verbose name will be vaccination status, and then a brief description is that this is information on clients that have been been vaccinated that have received a vaccine, and then I click on save. So if you're to come down to my message types, vaccination status is one of the messages that is available, and I can now, assuming that the COVAX MR is collecting this information, I should be able now to map this particular information for exchange by other participating systems. So in a nutshell, that is how you configure the interoperability layer for use. Thank you for watching this video.